Meetings are really the bread and butter of the OpsTrack app because it's what you're probably going to be bringing up first every week as you're using the application. But when you click in the meeting section, what you're going to do is you're going to prep an agenda. So again, we call it prepping an agenda because you might want to create this agenda before, not you might, you'll want to create your agenda before the meeting and fill out certain things that you want to talk about, or different team members can come fill out certain things that they want to talk about in the meeting. If that's the way that you choose to have the meeting. But there's 4 different meeting templates that you can select from. So one is the AAP agenda. So that's the OpsTrack AAP agenda. It stands for Assess, Address, Progress. And for those of you who have a full implementation of OpsTrack in your company, you've gone through the depths of what the AAP agenda is. But again, I'll show you in that right now. And then you have a coaching agenda. So this is a quarterly coaching conversation agenda. Then you have a check-in agenda. This is a mid-quarter check-in with teams. And then you have just a simple agenda. So this is, if you're just having a simple meeting and you want to use just generic notes, you can create a simple agenda. But let's select an AAP meeting agenda to have this meeting. And let's just say this is going to be our leadership team meeting. Let's just say it's going to be on Monday the 13th. Let's say the meeting is at, let's just say 10 a.m. And then you can put the meeting attendees right there. But let's just go ahead and say that the meeting leader will be David Jones, and this will be the weekly leadership meeting. Just call it weekly leadership meeting. And sometimes I like to, in the title, just put the date as well. So 10, 13, 20, 25. Okay. So we give this outline for the main things to start with, but let's just talk about the overview of the AAP agenda. It's assess, address, progress. So on the assess side, you're going to assess the performance of the company. You start with celebrating a win. You're going to go into the goal card progress. So you're going to review your goals. You're going to talk about scorecard performance. You're going to talk about scorecards. Anything from those that you need to talk about, you're going to drop into the discussion. Then you're going to talk about the previous meeting's tasks check, and that's when you'll go to the task section and review what tasks from the previous meetings our team members committed to, and then any other news that you want to talk about. And then you're going to go into the address section. So after you've assessed where the company is, then you're going to address the major challenges that you are facing, or whatever discussion items you want to put in here. And for this agenda, I'll just put a couple of things in here. Let's just say we're going to talk about the sales team performance. Let's just talk about new hires. Let's just talk about product roadmap for the next 3 weeks. Maybe there's a launch and we want to talk about it. And let's say this is David's going to talk about this. David's going to talk about this. We'll just make this easy here. David's going to talk about this. Okay. And again, different team members might lead different parts of the conversation. And then as you're talking, you probably want to make notes inside of here as to what you guys decide or what you talk about. And then, so that's the address section. And then the progress section, these are action items, and we like to call them commitments. Instead of just action items, we like to say that we are committing to action as a team member. And so maybe you have the meeting and someone says, okay, the CMO is going to talk to sales and correct whatever sales team performance issue. Okay, great. They can put that in there, and you're going to designate that to the CMO and due date. And when you actually end the meeting, it will add that to the tasks list automatically. And then at the end of the meeting, you're going to conclude. But before we do that, I just want to go ahead and then I want to show this. You can save the agenda, or you can. So this, again, we're still in the prepping phase here. I know I've reviewed it, but let's just go ahead and say, okay, we did prep the agenda for the meeting, and we're going to save that agenda. And so when you go down, when you're ready to actually have the meeting, you can do a couple of things, but one is you can just hit this play button and you can have the meeting. And so you can see that this pops up and says start meeting. And so you can do that, or you can actually just click into it and you can start the meeting right here. So let's just start the meeting. And now the meeting is going, and we're going to have the meeting. And again, we're going to take notes. So sales team performance, here's some notes on this, and whatever we can say there. This is what they're doing. This is where they need to be. New hires, whatever these things may be. You can add discussion items here. Commitments. Let's just say that, David is going to talk to sales team. This is just super simple, generic, but the DRI is going to be David. And the due date, let's just say he's going to do it by the end of next week. Whatever notes you want to add to that. And that's that task. You can add another commitment. And you can say, Jennifer is going to do this other thing. And you can, well, let's just say Emily. Hey, we have an Emily in here. Emily, you're going to give it a date. You could add a note to that as well. Okay, let's just say it's those two tasks. And then any cascading information down into the company as you're concluding. And as a part of OpsTrack, as part of the AAP meeting agenda, we like to have everybody commit to their task and actually read it out loud. So they say, David is going to say out loud, okay, I'm going to talk to the sales team. Emily says, okay, I'm going to do this other thing. And after they've done that, you say, okay, everybody's committed to their tasks that they're going to do this week to solve these issues that we've talked about. And then you're going to rate the meeting. Wonderful meeting. We'll rate it a 10, in a meeting and save. So when you click that, it's going to show you, okay, we had the meeting. It was a 10. And there's a couple of things you can do here. You can actually just go, okay, let's go ahead and just share the notes to that meeting. And you'll see the team members usually automatically pop up. But if you want to add team members here, you can. And then you can share those notes right here. And you can just click, okay, we're going to share these notes with those team members. And they're going to get an email, and it's going to be all of the notes really in a really great view. And they're going to get that in their email inbox when you hit share notes. And that's how you have the meeting. And then I'll show you this. After you have the meeting, if you had tasks from the meeting, when you go to the task section, you're automatically going to see the tasks. Please note that when you log into the task section, it's going to be automatically filtered to your task, because as you have an organization in here and you have a lot of tasks that fold up, you're going to want this to automatically prioritize just yours. But I can go to all members and I can see all members' task, and I could say, okay, this is, and I could say that this is actually completed now, if I was completed that task. And I can hide the completed tasks so that it, hides completed tasks. But that's the task section. That's when you have a meeting. Again, if you make a task in a meeting, it's going to automatically populate in the task section. And if you have your notifications turned on, you're going to get emails about those tasks from that meeting. And you manage notifications up here in the notifications section of the site right here. So that is how to have your meetings in the OpsTrack app.